The world didn't pull the trigger, but in a way, we all played a part. Welcome to Why This Thing. Today, we're diving into a story that has shocked not just America, but the entire world, the life, influence, and tragic death of Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk wasn't just another political commentator. He was a polarizing figure, a man who built a powerful movement that mobilized millions, challenged traditional political discourse, and ignited intense debates across campuses, churches, and online communities. By the end of this video, you'll understand who Charlie Kirk was, what he stood for, why his name sparked both admiration and hatred, and how his death has become a symbol of the growing political divide in our time. Charlie Kirk was born on October 14, 1993, in Arlington Heights, Illinois, a suburban town outside Chicago. He didn't come from a wealthy family or a political dynasty. He was a regular American kid with big dreams. At one point, he even hoped to join the military. His political journey began early. At just 18, Charlie volunteered for a U.S. Senate campaign, an experience that ignited his passion for conservative ideals. That same year, with only $5,000 in seed money, he co-founded Turning Point USA, TPUSA, a youth organization with a simple mission, to promote conservative principles among young Americans. At first, TPUSA was a small, grassroots effort. Charlie and a handful of volunteers would visit college campuses, hand out flyers, and host small discussions. But Kirk's powerful speaking skills and relentless energy quickly turned TPUSA into a national movement. Within a few years, the organization was hosting massive conferences like the Student Action Summit, drawing thousands of young people and major conservative leaders. By his mid-20s, Kirk had become a national political voice, hosting The Charlie Kirk Show, appearing regularly on Fox News, and building a massive following on YouTube, TikTok, and podcasts. His rise was meteoric, but with that fame came fierce opposition and controversy. To truly understand Charlie Kirk and why he was such a divisive figure, you need to understand the ideological battlefield he fought on. In American politics, there are two broad camps. Conservatives, like Kirk, believe in traditional values, limited government, personal responsibility, and free markets. They tend to focus on individual freedoms, a strong national defense, and often see religion, especially Christianity, as a moral foundation for society. Liberals, on the other hand, emphasize social equality, government intervention to reduce inequality, and progressive reforms in areas like healthcare, climate change, and civil rights. Charlie Kirk was more than just a conservative, he became one of the most outspoken voices for Gen Z conservatism, calling himself a defender against what he described as radical leftist indoctrination, on college campuses and online. This framing turned him into both a hero and a villain, depending on which side you were on. Kirk's Christian faith was central to his message. He often said that America's survival depended on a return to biblical principles. Through faith-based initiatives under TPUSA, he merged religious activism with conservative politics, inspiring many young evangelicals to become politically active. To his supporters, this was courageous, a man standing for truth and morality. To his critics, it was alarming, a step toward Christian nationalism and the erosion of the separation between church and state. This religious emphasis only deepened the polarization, making Kirk not just a political leader but a symbol of America's culture war. Over the years, Kirk faced numerous protests and threats. His college events often required heavy security, and some were even canceled due to safety concerns. While there were no confirmed assassination attempts before this tragedy, the intensity of the hostility surrounding him was undeniable. He was loved and hated with equal passion, and tragically, that tension would erupt into violence. On September 10, 2025, Charlie Kirk was speaking at an American Comeback event in Orem, Utah, a city known for its religious and political engagement. Around 12:20 p.m., approximately 20 minutes into his speech, gunfire rang out. Shots were fired from a rooftop hundreds of yards away. Kirk was struck, and chaos erupted as security rushed to protect the audience and get Kirk to safety. Emergency responders arrived quickly, but despite their efforts, Charlie Kirk later died at the hospital. The news spread across the country in minutes, leaving millions in shock. Authorities immediately launched a multi-day manhunt. Their search ended with the arrest of 22-year-old Tyler James Robinson. Investigators discovered physical evidence, including footprints and ballistic traces, linking Robinson to the rooftop sniper position. Early reports suggested Robinson had been active in online extremist communities, where anger and radical political ideologies festered. Officials have urged the public not to jump to conclusions, warning against spreading conspiracy theories until verified facts are fully released. The reaction to Kirk's death was immediate and intense. Supporters flooded social media with messages of grief, vowing to continue his mission. Critics, while condemning the violence, reignited debates about his rhetoric and influence. Political leaders, both conservative and liberal, publicly condemned the shooting, calling it a wake-up call about the dangers of growing political extremism. Across the globe, the tragedy sparked difficult conversations about online hate, the risks of radicalization, and how digital platforms have become battlegrounds for ideological wars. Charlie Kirk's death wasn't just the end of one man's journey, it was a warning sign for a deeply divided society. Whether you agreed with him or opposed him, his influence was undeniable. He showed how one person could harness social media and grassroots activism to shift national conversations, for better or worse. His life raises pressing questions. How did political discourse reach such a boiling point? Could this tragedy have been prevented? And what does it mean for the future of political movements worldwide? Charlie Kirk's story is about more than politics. It's about words and ideas, and how they can inspire, divide, and even destroy. It's about a generation growing up in a world where online battles have real-world consequences. As America mourns and debates, one thing is clear: Charlie Kirk's legacy will continue to shape conversations for years to come. If you want fact-driven, balanced reporting, subscribe to Why This Thing and share your thoughts in the comments. And above all, share responsibly, because in times like these, truth matters more than ever.